Live by the secret tape, die by the secret tape? As the White House does battle with former staffer Omarosa Manigault Newman, the irony of her making covert recordings is painfully clear.
I think she's a grifter. I have no use for her. I think she's done terrible things with all of that. But let's face it, she's handing Donald Trump some of his own medicine. He was recording people secretly in his offices long before he became president, made a habit of it, used the tapes to his advantage, and now people are turning around and doing that. What happens in a presidency is that everybody takes their cues from the president. He sets the standards. If he starts behaving in certain ways, other people follow. What is, I think, particularly unfortunate about this whole incident is that this is a black woman who is involved here. And for many blacks in this country, what they have heard is yet another black person the president knows being called dumb.
Omarosa's drip, drip, drip strategy about releasing her tapes is far from dumb. She's got the White House in a panic. The Trump campaign has filed for arbitration, a closed-door hearing to battle Omarosa over the non-disclosure agreement they claim she signed. But here's the thing. Legal experts say that agreement, the NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, may not be enforceable because Omarosa wasn't technically working for Donald Trump. She was working for the federal government. Last night, she continued her media blitz on The Daily Show.
Is there even a little piece of you that's worried about your safety?
Trevor, I would say this. If you see me in a fight with a bear, pray for the bear.
Wow. Legal expert Robert Bianchi joins me now. Welcome.
Hi,
She's
Carol.
like hardcore, man. You can't deny that.
No, absolutely. And she, it's funny, he trained her, and the trainer is getting trained. This information that she has is going to be extremely damaging. And does it remind you of something called Stormy Daniels? You can't get into the cage with that bear, to use that analogy. He's the president of the United States. She's got the platform. She knows exactly what his tactics are. And by getting involved with this non-disclosure agreement, which my opinion will not be legally enforceable, we're going to wind up, and mark my words, Carol, you know I like to make predictions with you. I wouldn't be surprised the next thing you hear is that she's represented by Michael Avenatti, and here we go.
No. Wait, I have to take a moment to digest that.
Absolutely. And you know what? It'll strike panic and fear. The bottom line here is that he is the president of the United States. By tangling with somebody below him on something that's going to get out anyway, forget about the law. The law ultimately is about tactics and common sense. Why would you get into another scrap with somebody who's got very intimate knowledge, skeletons in closets, knows things, is willing to go to Mueller? It's just not good.
Okay, I just want to talk about the non-disclosure agreement, because many companies make you sign non-disclosure agreements, which means you can't say anything bad that the company does to you. It goes into arbitration, and a mediator comes in and blah, blah, blah. Nobody ever finds out the bad stuff that happens. So this notion of people taping everything, is it just Omarosa and President Trump who are taping people, or is it more pervasive than that? And that is the thing that people will do down the road, because it's the only way you can really win.
Carol, that's a great question. So here's the answer. Many people tape record their conversations, typically to defend themselves should somebody say something else happen. Very rarely, however, do you have people that tape record people as an offensive gesture in order to hold something over their heads. They're two completely different things. So it seems to me, whether she was doing it defensively or offensively, makes a little difference. The bottom line is she has the tape, but it is a pervasive thing where people are tape recording. In fact, lawyers often say, go in and get a tape recorded conversation of either the illegal employment action or the illegality. I've done it on a civil rights case where police were, basically going after a guy unlawfully and told them, put a video audio camera in your store. And boy, it was the best legal advice and monetary advice I ever gave, because what he picked up was gold, G-O-L-D. And if you looked at what the tape said versus what the report said, you would think the people were in two separate places. So it can be a very useful evidential tool.
Well, it's certainly, it's working so far for Omarosa, although, we rarely hear the bits of tape she releases in context. and that concerns me. But
Well,
she
you know,
certainly...
listen- Yeah, Carol, I was going to say that, that is a very good point, too, because I've been, as a prosecutor, receiving a tape, even an MBR from a police recorder or a body cam, and it doesn't necessarily tell the whole story. And that's with something that is running officially and that's logged and that is supposed to be capturing things in an official way. So when you're dealing with people that have lived a life of reality TV and alternate facts, and things of this nature, which most of us regular people just don't get or understand, of course you have to wonder whether it's been edited or the credibility of it or the context of it.
Well, I'm sure there's more to come. Bob Bianchi, thanks so much.
You got it, Carol.
Thank you.